Flosstube friends, I'm Nancy Joy Trower. I'm the stitcher with the laughing face, and this is Flosstube number 34. I'm so glad you're here today because we have a lot to celebrate. This past Wednesday, February 19th, was my second Flosstube-aversary, and that's very exciting. So it's 2 whole years on this wonderful journey with all of you. And the other milestone is that I broke 700 viewers or 700 followers. So I know that that's not a big number. Like Lindy and Roberta just hit 10,000, which is amazing. That's a lot of people. But I am really, truly grateful for each and every one of you who have liked and subscribed and who leave the kind comments every month or every time I post a video. And you really just, everybody, you really mean a lot to me. So I have some giveaways for today. So I have 3 giveaways, and we're going to do those a little later in the video. I did have a crown to wear as part of our celebration. So I actually bought this for New Year's, and then we wound up not going anywhere. So there's my crown for like 2 seconds before it annoys me. Yeah, it already, oh no, now it's caught in my hair. The trials of curly hair. Another thing to celebrate is that my local LNS, the Stitching Corner, which is in Ransomville, New York, is making an offer for you guys, my viewers. So it was funny because last video I talked about how I wanted to do the new coffee set from Priscilla and Chelsea on Vintage Country Mocha, and I didn't have very much. So I was like, do I pick out the 10 stitches I have in a piece, or do I just buy more? So I bought more. So the wonderful thing about the Stitching Corner is that it is very close to my school. However, her hours are like within my school day. So she has an option on her website where you can pick up. So even after hours, I can like swing by and grab whatever it is. So I put an order in for a piece of vintage country mocha, and a few minutes later she called. And Jess, the owner, said, "Hey, I'm so glad you put the order in. I was just thinking about you, and you know, do you think your viewers would like an offer?" And I was like, absolutely, that's so awesome. So as you probably know, market is very quickly upon us, and Jess is going to be going down. As far as I know, she's going down to market, and we'll be gathering up all sorts of goodies. So if you would like to pre-order from her website, and I'm putting the website here, and I'm going to put it in the show notes below, but go to thestitchingcorner.com. And she's got a whole section. She's got like 18 pages of stuff that's been released for market. So pretty much everything that you've seen, she's got it on her website. And you can pre-order it. And if you put in the discount code Nancy25, Nancy 25, then you get free shipping, which I think that's awesome. So now the offer runs out at 11:30 on February 28th. So you have all of this week to go ahead and put in your pre-order with her. I know looking at some other shops that they're already like sold out of some of their pre-orders, but she still has a lot of stuff available, and I thought that was really very kind of her. So check that out. Thanks a lot, Jess. Thanks so much for doing that. So check that out at stitchingcorner.com. All right, so it's a lot of hair today. It's like in my face. So the past 2 weeks have been pretty cold here in Buffalo. We were hoping that we were going to have a cold day this past Tuesday, but unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I teach at a small private school, but at my small private school, my principal is the only one who can call us off of whether we're having a snow day. And Monday night, a couple of us were talking or chatting, texting, whatever. And it was like, do you think we're going to get off? Or do you think she knows that everybody else is already off of school? Because when you looked at the closing list on Monday night, there are only about 6 or 7 school districts listed because everybody else already had the whole week off for midwinter break, or they had Monday and Tuesday for President's Day. We wound up going to school. It was like -11 wind chill. I was not a happy camper because I have dismissal every day. So I was like in my jeans, I got like my boot socks on and just trying to stay warm for that time that I was outside. But it's been pretty cold. Although today it broke. Today was actually 34. Oh, things started melting. Oh, and we also have an ice shortage, or I'm sorry, an ice melt shortage in Western New York. My husband had to actually order ice melt from Amazon. Ice melt, I can't talk. Which last Sunday, church was canceled, and I think it was because we didn't have the salt to spread on the ice, and you can't have that when you have elderly people trying to get into a building. So we didn't have church last week, and there were a lot of other places that were canceling because it was so icy, so slippery, and we had nothing that we could melt it with. So it's gotten better today. It's 34, which doesn't sound all that warm, especially for my friends down in Florida. But it's better. There actually is a little bit of melting going on, which is nice. Like all that junk that gets stuck in your wheel well, and then you can hear your wheels scraping on it. So today I was like kicking that, trying to get it off my my car. I saw the Midwestern mom doing a video about kicking the crud in your wheel well. I was like, yep, I do that too, because it's annoying. So been cold. The winter reading challenge is in full swing. We had okay turnout for my first week. Not as many kids turned in their sheets as I would have liked. I'm hoping that the second week will be much better. We only had like 45 kids turn it in the first week out of 150. So I'm like, come on, people, turn in your sheet. I am horribly far behind some of my teacher friends. One of my friends read like 1,600 minutes. Somebody else was 13. I read 711 last week. So I've been trying to like amp that up. So of course, reading means less stitching. Although yesterday I did listen to an audiobook while I was stitching. So that worked out pretty well. But I made a rule a couple of years ago: for every minute you listen, you have to also read. So I was like, how many minutes have I read this week? How many can I listen on the weekend so I can stitch it at the same time? But it's going well. So because I have read now, total so far for these 2 weeks is about 1,500 minutes. I have like 8 books to show you in the reading corner of stuff that I've read in the past 2 weeks. So I'll do that way at the end. So if you're not a reader, you can just skip on over that part. I'll do the giveaways before that. And I'm also going to do some market picks. I have this giant list of like everything. If I were a millionaire, all the stuff I would buy from market. I don't know that I'll show all of that to you, but I do have some I want to show you. So, all right. So yeah, so watching all the market stuff come in, and I was like, finally, I was so excited because finally yesterday, Annie, the proper stitcher, put her stuff up, and I was like, that's what I was dying to see after Hands on Design and Heart and Hand and Tiny Modernist and Annie B's, like all my favorites, putting stuff. Oh, and I want like everything that Blueberry Ridge did, all of it. It's gorgeous. So it's kind of fun to be like just an overactive wanter. Like I want that one and that one and that one. So that's what we've been doing. I did try to do some quilting last weekend, trying to get that quilt done for my niece and nephew because I have other quilts in the pipeline. I have a baby shower coming up for my niece later on this month, or actually it's in March, but the stupid tension was off and it was giving me conniption. So I was like really upset, and I think I figured it out, put a new needle in, and I'm actually going to rip out what I've already quilted. It's only a couple blocks, and do it in a much simpler way because I was trying to stitch in the ditch and it was too much fabric to go around in the machine. So we're just going to do straight lines. Straight lines are great. Straight lines will get it done, so I can do other ones too. But I did take it to school. I asked my friend Rebecca, who is a awesome quilter, needed her advice, and I showed it to a couple of my other friends. And my friend Nina was like, you don't want to give this to your nephew. You want to give it to your friend. So a little bit of quilting, but I hope to this week. We don't have Brooke and Vince, so Tuesday and Thursday I can come home from school early. I can get some quilting done before dinner and reading. I can't read, like I can't listen to an audio and quilt. It's like too many decisions going on. Stitching is easy because you're following your pattern. That I can do, but hope to get a good chunk of that done because I really do want to get on to the baby quilt. I will show you all the fabric for that when we get to haul. All right, so let's get to stitchy stuff. I'm going to take a sip of my chai tea real quick in my Bills mug. Go Bills. I think I saw you since the Super Bowl. Yes. So, but now I've seen it. I really want it. There's the shirt from Josh Allen's MVP. I want that shirt so bad. It's be good, do good, God bless, go Bills. It's like, absolutely, the whole world could use a whole heck of a lot of that. All right, stitchy stuff. So if you've been watching, and again, I love all of you who've been watching. It really makes my day when I see your kind comments, and it's awesome to have this stitchy circle. It's just wonderful. But you'll know that I've been doing the Little Something Sal in 2025. So I do have a Facebook group for that. There's a couple really active people in there. So come on over, check it out. It's a few questions to just make sure you're really a stitcher and not some bot or troll or something. We don't want any of those in our Facebook group. But come on over and check it out and see what other people are working on. And it's always fun to see what other people are working on and get inspired. Also because some of their needles are on fire, man. So it's like, ooh, I can get stuff done too. So anyway, I came up with Little Something Sal last October because I started like 10 Halloween projects, probably at least that many. And I was like, I'm never going to finish them all in just September and October of next year. What am I going to do to get myself moving and get things done like all through the year? So without being too rigid, because I tried that with the 24 and 24 and that just didn't work. It was too rigid, and I fell off the train or the tracks or whatever pretty quickly. So the rhyme from weddings came to mind. Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. So I changed it up a little bit, and each week is a different line from the rhyme. So the first week is something old. So for February, my something old was Loads of Love. And I did show this to you last time, finished. And I meant to have it FFO'd for you today. I really wanted to do that. And of course, you know, life has other plans. So here's my Loads of Love from Primrose Cottage. Although I did actually realize when I looked at it, I need like the body of the butterfly and the bird's beak. And then it's really done. But this is done, pretty much. So I wanted to FFO it. And I went looking through all of my Valentine's Day fabric, and most of it is pretty busy. Lots of big hearts that would be very, very hard to have this on without it kind of overwhelming the stitch. And I have a couple that are good, little, like, I think Lindsay at Primrose calls them blunder fabrics, but I don't want to use them on every single Valentine's Day stitch that I do. So originally when I was looking at my stash, I was like, well, what if I just went with the teal color? And I was like, maybe the turquoise, check. Which the color is actually a lot closer in person. I don't know. My lighting's kind of funny today. It's like 4:30 at night, so it might get really weird as it gets darker outside. So sorry about that. Or I thought maybe that check would be kind of cool. But I didn't have enough of either. So I went to Joann's. We'll have a little chat about Joann's in a minute. And I did find more of this. It was a fat quarter, you know, the little cardboard ones. But I found this fabric. And I was like, oh, that's perfect. That would be very nice. So when it's all, oops, hold on. So if we do it like that, and then use the rickrack trim, which I can't do with all, I need another set of hands here. So the blue rickrack, I think, in between to kind of like frame it even more. All right, there we go. You get the idea. And again, it looks much darker in the picture than it is in person. It is maybe a tiny bit darker than the aqua that's in the stitch, but it's the same shade. It's just a darker hue. Or is it the other way around? It's the same hue, it's just darker shade. That's the right way. So that was my something old, and I'm very excited. I'm going to be able to FFO that this week, and I do really love that fabric. Now I'll have to be careful not to use it on everything. Like I said, like that's so easy to do. You find something that works really well. You know, if you're doing a set, that's one thing. Hold on, I gotta put the tiara down. I think that's one of Kathy Haberman's new stitches, is something about like who doesn't love a tiara. Yeah, so if you have something that's a set, obviously you might want to use the same fabric through all of it, but I don't want to use it on every pillow that I do. So we'll see. But I do like that one. I'll wind up somewhere else. So week 2 was something new. So the first thing that I stitched was the Home is Where Our Story Starts, which is part of the Home Family Sideways Stripper series that Priscilla and Chelsea did in January. I did it on crack pine board, 14 count Aida from Fabric Flair. I think I always get this wrong. It's not Picture This Plus, it's Fabric Flair. Which I love. I've used this on a whole bunch. I've used it on the barns from month to month. And I think it just adds that like barnwood feel to it. It looks great. The only thing, I did this in DMC, but I switched out the blue was 931, I think, on their called for DMC. But I switched it to 3766, which is closer to the really tealy color that I love so much. I just thought it made it brighter. It looked pretty cool. So I do want to do the other one that was There's No Place Like Home. And then I'll FFO those together. So when I was in Michael's today, I found these little boards in the checkout aisle. You know how they have it, so you have to go down like a whole row of stuff as you're going into checkout. And this was in there. They've got a bunch of cool things. And these were, I think they were $2.99, but I have my teacher discount. So the two of them together was like $2.50. Or no, the two of them together was like $5. So I think those will be really cute on there. And then I can hang them. We have those double doors leading from our family room, our living room into the porch. And that would be kind of cool to have those hanging there talking about home and family. So I really like how that one turned out. So I think I'm just going to do those two from that set. I did also work on a little bit more of the Welcome Home Winter. So a little bit more of that is done than you saw last time. Probably not going to have it done in winter, but I am going to get it done. So, sorry, I keep seeing the side of my head. I need to set things up better so it's in front of me. I know you need a big table, but this room is very small. And it's crammed full. So something new was the home, and then also I started the Valentine Quaker in something new week, and then I finished it in the something festive week. Now, last time I gave you a giant list of Valentine's Day stuff that I wanted to do. Didn't get to any of that. It was just this one. Just this one. But it did turn out really nicely. So this is on a pink linen that I hand dyed with petal pink. Yeah, I think it's petal pink. I could see it from here, but I can't read the label. So I dyed this last year, and I thought that the color was great. This I stitched with the DMC silk, 601. So it's that bright color that we know, but it's a silk. Now, I think I need like a course on how to use silk or something. It got very puffy towards the end of each like strand that I was working with, and I didn't really love that. Maybe I used 2 over 2 because I always use 2 over 2. So it'll be interesting when I have a 40 count piece coming up, which I'll have to do 1 over 1, and I'm going to forget like every time and probably pull 2 off. So I don't know. It just was hard to work with. So if you have tips on how to use silks, please put them in the comments, because I did not really love working with it. I like how it turned out. It's very pretty. It's got like a shine to it. It's got a cool feel to it. Other people did this. I just did the 2 little lovebirds in really tealy to give a little pop, but it did come out really cute. And whenever I look at this, I will think of Home Improvement because we watched the entire 9 seasons of Home Improvement in the past couple of weeks while I was working on this. Gonna do it in a pillow. I have this fabric that I was thinking about using for the back, or I very well may use this because it's perfect. And it's only going to be in the back. The pillow's going to be right up like they did it in the, I don't have it right here, but the way that they did it, it was, there wasn't any extra fabric around it. It was just a border. And I don't know if they did pom-poms or what they did around the edge. Now, I'm not sure what I want to do for the trim. I don't want something big and ruffly. I just want like a trim. So maybe rickrack, like maybe the teal with it. but I don't know that I want this to overpower. I just really wanted it to pop. My pink color for this, hold on. It's not quite close enough, I think. You can tell this has more like a red to it than this, I think. So I don't know. I did think about maybe, I know a lot of people have been using chenille, like they'll just go get a skein of chenille yarn and use that. So maybe I'll do that. But I think that when I do get to finishing this, I can sew it into the pillow and then add whatever trim I feel like when I find the right one. So I will be on the hunt for that. So that is my second finish, well, no, third finish for the month. I'll have to like go back and look, but so I finished 3 things in February. That's pretty good. Did not start a million Valentine's Day things like I wanted to, but that's okay. So now that we are in week 4 of February, it's the something boo week. So I went with something old, something new, something festive. So you could do Valentine's Day, you could do Christmas, whatever holidays coming up, and then something boo is my last week. So that's for something Halloween. So I'm going to be working on the Halloween Quaker because I'm almost done. I have the other 2 in the set. I have the Halloween alphabet and I have the Salem Sisters Stitchery, which I love how that turned out too. So this is what I've done on it so far, which is not quite halfway, but it's pretty close to half. So I don't think it'll take me the whole week. I also didn't think it would take me 2 weeks to do the Valentine's Quaker, but hopefully it will take me less time. I don't know, considering how much reading I have to do in the next couple of days. And I do want to get some quilting done, so can't do both at the same time. If I should finish this within the week, then I'm going to work more on the winter welcome because I really do want to get that one finished up. All right, so let me pause for a second, kind of tidy up and grab all the stuff that are my plans for March. Hold on one second. All right, so my plans for March. For something old, I only really have one whip. Oh, sorry, I'm going to crinkle. This I started last year when I was feeling very Irish and wanted to get a lot of St. Patrick's Day stuff done. So this is Kiralyn Needleworks Dublin Inn. And she has a ton of these adorable little villages, little cottages, all different kinds, different holidays. There's a strawberry one, there's Halloween, there's all sorts. Really cute. But the thing that sold me on this one is look at that sheep. I don't know, my lighting has gotten terrible all of a sudden. I'm sorry. The sheep is all French knots. Now, I know some people don't like French knots, but I'm okay with them. I grew up doing, like, I did them before I even stitched because my mom taught me. I think they're all, yeah, those are French knots. They're not, yeah. It says lamb can be stitched using French knots if desired. Maybe they did it with beads. I don't know, but I'm going to do French knots. It's adorable. So this is what I have so far. I did this on a piece of coffee dyed, tea dyed linen that I tried to do myself, which is why it's kind of wonky, but I liked it. I thought, yeah, you can see some like big coffee on there up at the top. I think there's even a bigger one, but it's going to be cute. So I've got about half of it done. I mean, most of the cottage is done. So I just need to do the shamrocks at the top. There's shamrocks at the bottom and the chubby little you. So cute. So I'm going to work on that and something new. I mean, I'm sorry, something old. And then should I finish that within the week, I'm going to bring out With Thy Hands from Teresa Kogut. Now this one, and Emily calls Love and Learning, are ones that I really had in mind when I decided to do the sal because they're not seasonal. And last year I stitched so much seasonal stuff, that it didn't seem like I ever had time to do anything else. And I love this piece. It is beautiful. So I am going to work on that during my something old in March. And then hopefully I'll also work on it again in April. So don't have a ton done so far. And I just have a little bit of the house and part of the elk. I'm doing it on Heritage. Pretty sure it's Heritage. 32 count Heritage, I'm pretty sure. No, I'm sorry, not Heritage. Heartland. Heartland. I'm pretty sure this is Heartland. And I think I did the Emily Call on Parchment. I think that is correct. All right. So that's going to be for something old in March, which will be here before we know it. Then for something new, I am going to work on the coffee set from Stitching with the Housewives. I don't have any of them with me, so I haven't bought them all yet. But I'm going to do those on Vintage Country Mocha. And, oh, maybe those little chalkboard things I just showed you might work really well for those. I have to look and see what I have. I know I've got like all sorts of things in my finishing piece bucket. It's right behind you. That's why I looked over there. Also, Stitching Ocala, Jody. Is it Stitching in Ocala? I think. She had some really cute little stands that were from the unfinished wood section in Hobby Lobby. So it was kind of the same shape as the little chalkboard thing, but then it was on little metal stands. That would work for the coffee ones too. So if you have them like different heights and stuff like that, it would have been kind of cool. So I'm going to work on the coffee ones in something new. And I may also start Welcome Home Spring. I'm going to do this on Black Ada. I've been working on the other ones in Black Ada, and it worked really well. Or I do have a piece of Black Monaco that was gifted to me, so maybe I'll try that. Now, the funny thing is I went looking for my patterns, and lo and behold, I must have planned to do this last year because I have all the flosses. And I was like, oh, well, I guess I need to start this one then. Sorry, I got to move my head so you can't see like my giant double chin. When you look up like this in videos, it does not help your face look thinner. So the only things I switched out in here, I didn't have the strawberry parfait, so I'm using Priscilla's peppermint, and I did go with the really tealy rather than tropical paradise. But such pretty colors, and this will be a fun one to stitch and get bright and happy spring colors in. So I may start that in the Something New week. I do plan on starting it sometime during March. Something Festive, which I could start it then too because it's technically festive for spring. But I am finally going to start the Go Tell It on the Mountain from Annie the Proper Stitcher. I'm doing these. I found in Michael's at Christmas time, they had velvet frames. I had two that I got in red, and I did the Merry and Jolly from Emily Call in those, and they turned out just gorgeous. And they also had them in dark green. So I am going to do the three of them. I picked up 3 frames. I just purchased the other 2 patterns today, so I haven't printed them out yet. So now I have Go Tell It on the Mountain, Over the Hills and Everywhere, and Jesus Christ is Born. So I have all 3 in the set. And I'm going to do them. This is Milk and Honey, which is so pretty. I've never worked on Milk and Honey before. So that's a very pretty fabric with a really nice variegation. And then these are the colors. Now I switched out and I chose Mistletoe for the green because that is really close to the color of the frames. Because some of the other greens were like a little bit too gray. But I think that having this is like the darkest green in there was going to, like on the trees. And I think it's actually even the writing. So I think that that will work very well. So tips for working on 40 count fabric, because I have not done it yet. So this will be an experiment. But I am excited to get that started. So that'll be in the Something Festive week. And Something Boo for March, I'll just grab one of the other. I've got so many Halloween projects. I'll just eeny, meeny, miny, mo and pick one out. And that will be fun. All right. haul. So I just, like I said, I picked up the, oh, I almost forgot. One of the things I'm going to start in March as well. So maybe in the something new week, maybe in the something festive week, but I just bought Annie's Lucky You because I just love her little sheep. They're so stinking cute. And I don't know, there's like sheep in March. There's like tons of sheep in March. All the St. Patrick's Day stuff has sheep. But I just picked that one up today along with the other two. That's the other two mountain ones. So those are going to be cool. So I did get those. I got Emily Call's Made with Love, which I didn't download the picture of the cover. I only downloaded the pattern. So I can't show that to you. But that's a little Cupid girl with a bunch of sewing stuff. She had a sale. Couldn't help myself. So I did that. And then I did go to Joann's. Now, my Joann's, all of them in Western New York are closing. All of them. There will not be a Joann's for an hour and a half. The closest one is going to be Rochester. So last week I went because I know that my niece is having a baby. The shower's in March. She's doing elephants for her theme. I had already seen some elephant fabric that they had in the store that was adorable. I was like, I got to go before it's gone. To be truthful, the sale prices are not like, it's 20% off. Maybe 30% off on the flannel. And they're not taking coupons. Now, when I went last week, I picked out all my flannel, 30% off, great. I was thinking, and there was nothing hung up in the store that I could see that said that they weren't taking coupons. So I figured I think get 15 off of 75 or the 10 off of 50 or whatever. It was that set of coupons that were supposed to be good until later this week. And nowhere did I see a sign on the fabric. Now today I went back in, and it was on the cutting counter, so maybe it was there. But there, nowhere amongst the yards and yards of fabric was there a sign that said they were only doing yard cuts. So when I got up to the counter, they were like, we're only doing yard cuts. So, but I needed the baby stuff. So I have like 7 yards of baby fabric for a quilt that'll be, 4 feet by 4 feet. It is darn cute baby fabric though. So here, sorry, I should have paused and gotten all of this out too, but there's not a lot. Like I said, there's not a lot of space in here. All right, so the 2 fabrics that are going to be the focals is this adorable elephant fabric. So these are all flannel, and they're in like the snuggly soft. So I got quite a bit of this one because it's going to be the back of the quilt as well as one of the blocks on the front. And I'm probably just going to do straight up patchwork. I find that's best for babies. It doesn't mean a lot of seams. And it goes together quickly. I'm going to try to really actually do this one patchwork and like not in a pattern and just grab fabrics. My symmetrical must everything line up OCD. We'll see how that goes. But I thought that would be really cute. Then this is the other one. Look at that little baby elephant. She's so cute. So to go with these 2, I picked up this gray, which reminds me very much of elephant ears, doesn't it? Just kind of like the shape right there. So, excuse me, I thought that would work very well. They also had this cute moon and stars one that was also gray. They had this adorable gray polka dot. And then for color, I got this blue that has stars in it. Now, I don't know about this one. It's okay. But I also have a couple of bins up there of baby quilt fabric. So I'm sure that there's some other blue in there because I think the blue is good, and maybe even some green. So I can pull out the blues and greens that are in this one. So they did have this pink, which I love with all that little stars in there. And I swear they had it in blue too. So who knows, maybe I'll find something like that in my buckets of fabric. And then I also got this pink one with the polka dots that are green and blue and gray. So I thought this one will tie things together nicely. So that 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 yards of baby flannel. I mean, there's more of the big blue elephant because it's going to be the back, but thankfully, I also found out this week that a friend of mine from work, she doesn't work at our school anymore, but she started at our school, and she is expecting baby number 2 in July. So I was like, oh, great. Anna's getting an elephant quilt too. That'll be great. Yeah. So then I did pick up some other fabric because it's a sickness. I'm sure you can all agree or at least commiserate. So I got that Valentine's Day, although I really would have liked to just get in a half a yard. I really didn't want a yard. It wound up being really expensive. It was like $180 because they wouldn't take my coupons when I got up to the counter, and these were only 20% off. So I should have just not gotten them, really. But kind of like, I don't know, you're in the thrall of the cutting counter. This really cool purple spider webs, some shamrocks, and a plaid. I bet you already have this plaid someplace. Would figure, right? And then my other bag. This is what really got me in trouble. There was also this cute, and these are just cottons. These are not. But I got the 2 latte fall ones. Then I got 4 yards of this. This is a flannel because this is the perfect backing for a Christmas quilt at some point. I was like, 4 yards should be okay. And then I also got 4 of this one because I was like, oh, I can make Abby a quilt. Max is Abby after I make Max his quilt because he keeps saying, how's my quilt, Mom? Like, it's great. It'll be done before you graduate in May. It will be because I have spring break between them. So, yeah. So that's my haul from Joann's. Oh, hold on. Sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean to be discombobulated. Hold on. Hopefully I won't knock the camera over this time. I knocked it over last time. All right, so I did go back in today because I was on the search for the blue plaid, which they only had one in the fat quarter. But they also had this fabric, and it was so pretty. I was like, okay, fine, I will get one more. But it's that really lovely teal shade, and it has such a pretty scroll work and the flowers in it. And then when I was at the cutting counter, somebody was getting it in the red. I was like, is there another bolt? Because she took the whole bolt. So I went back, and thankfully there was another one. It also has a kind of like a neat distressed pattern in it. So I picked those up today. I did also go to Michael's because I had to return something that we didn't use from the book fair. So I took care of that. And then I had a voucher. So I got the 2 chalkboard things. They're over there now. I got another sheep. The thing's bent, but that's okay because I'm going to snap it off. They're so cute, I can't stand it. So now I can have a sheep next to all my sheep when I do St. Patrick's Day sheep. Although, I don't know that I can take the bow off. I don't know that I want to try. It's all right. She can have a pink bow. And then they also have all of these cool picks. These ones aren't velvety. They're more like straw, but they're sparkly. So I got an egg and a pink carrot. How stinking cute is that? So that was my haul at Michael's today. On my way home from church, which I had a meeting after church, and that went for like, so church, it starts at 11 because we're sharing our building with another church. It's actually their building, and we are nesting with them because we sold our building a couple of years ago for lots of reasons, but it's worked really well for us. Like, I think now our congregation is doing very, very well. We're just nesting, and some decisions are being made about whether we're staying there or we're going to another building. There's all that kind of stuff. But so because we are nesting with them, we have worship at 11. So it goes till 12. And then we had a meeting after, which I don't think we started until even like 12:15 or 12:20. and it wasn't over until like 1:30. So then I stopped at Joann's, and then I stopped at Michael's, and then I stopped at Barnes & Noble because I had 2 books to pick up from our book tournament that we're doing. So I didn't get home until like 3:30 almost. I was very hungry, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna... First it was hemming and hawing. I'm like, oh, I'll just do my floss tube tomorrow. I was like, nope. Get it done. Get it out there. All right. So let's do prizes, because I'm going to talk a lot about market, and I took all these pictures of my iPad because I was like, oh, I can like do the video and then upload it, and then I can add the pictures in from my iPad because the phone's really small to do that from. And I took a million pictures, screenshots of all this great market stuff. And then I was like, nope, I can't do that. So I'm just going to hold up my iPad. I know it's not really tech savvy, but it means the video will be done today. Partly because I want you guys to see the information about that deal from Stitching Corner. Because if I wait until tomorrow or Tuesday, then you've only got a couple days. If this goes out today, Sunday, the 23rd, I think that's right. 22nd? I don't know. What's today? 23rd. Then you've got a couple days that you could put in your order and get your free shipping. So let's do giveaways. So I have 3 things that I'm going to give away as celebrating my second Flosstube-aversary, and that I have 700 viewers, and because I want you all to know how much I really, truly appreciate you. So the first thing I'm going to give away, and I thought these were kind of timely because I have this great bunch of stuff. Jess, also Stitching Corner, at Christmas time, she gave me a bag with the 12 days of Christmas. And so there was an envelope for every day for 12 days, and there were all sorts of goodies in there. Quite a few I'm keeping, and some of them I was like, I'm going to pass them along to other people because let's be realistic about how much you can actually stitch in one year. So I have 2 things from her and 1 that was a gift from a viewer. So the first giveaway today is from Luminous Fiber Arts, and this is Friendship Series BFF Bunnies. So I thought that was good timing because now you can get this done before Easter. So if you would like this, let's do BFF. So say BFF in your comments, and you'll be entered to win this one. Okay, so that's from Luminous Fiber Arts. And then the other bunny one, this was a gift from Kay. Hi, Kay. And this is Bunny's Bakery, which is an It's So Emma from Fat Quarter Shop. And this is the whole kit, you guys. This is awesome. So it comes with all the DMC. It has a needle. It has the Ada, which is Magical Clouds 14 count Ada. And I didn't even open it, but there's the pattern in there, and then there's something else in there too. Oops. Sorry. Oh, it's just like a little thing because this was from the, she did the Stitch Quarterly. So there's like a little pamphlet in there from Stitch Quarterly. So this is an awesome prize. Again, perfect timing. Those cute carrots. And I actually just saw a whole bunch of stuff like that in Michael's. They had, or like those ones that I just showed you. The ones with like the straw that are kind of glittery. Like there's a lot. That pink would actually look cute with this one. They had those in other colors too. And the eggs. The eggs were in different colors as well. So, so this is the second giveaway. And we're going to say bunny for this one. So first one is BFF. The second one is bunnies. And then the third giveaway is another one from Jess at Stitching Corner. This is Modern Folk Art Embroidery. Their stuff is just gorgeous. And this is Alternative Trees, Accompanying Designs to Reaching Skyward. And I absolutely love these. But and the Reaching Skyward, there's the big piece that these go with. And I guess you could do different trees. You could do a different tree in the middle with this pattern. Or you can do them just the way that they've done them, or just do one. But these are gorgeous. And kind of cool. I do like working monochromatically. Because if you do all of this part in the middle, then you can just do the blue around it and not worry about counting. That's really convenient. I just don't see, I would like to do actually the big one. If I ever did one of these, that one's gorgeous. I just don't see it in my foreseeable future, but hopefully one of you would like to have this one. So let's do Skyward. Let's do Sky. No, well, no, because that's not the name of this one. Let's do trees. We'll just do trees. It'll be easy. So BFF, bunny, or trees. So if you would like to be entered into the giveaway for any one of those pieces, just use that word in your comment. Don't forget, I also need your help about how to work on 40 count, any tips from that, and tips for silk, because I had a hard time working with the silk. All right, so now I'm going to go into market, my market talk. I have this giant list. I actually made two because I made one at school the other day. My students were watching a movie at the end of our Sherlock Holmes movie. Our unit, we watched Enola Holmes as like a treat. So I sat there and made my list while they were watching. Shh. It's a good movie. Well, it has Henry Cavill in it. So it's a great movie. And I forgot my list. That's cool. So I think what I'm going to do, because putting all of these in means I have to go take pictures again on the phone instead of having all of them in my photo roll here. So I'm just going to go through my photos and tell you which ones. There's a lot of them in here, but these are all the things that if I had $1 million, if I had $1 million, yeah, you know that song. And if you don't, you're a lot younger than I am. So, but I'm going to show you the things that I would love to have. So starting off, we have little, oh, and I got all of these off of either the Stitching Corners Market site or Lindy Stitches. I love Lindy Stitches. Oh my gosh, Stephanie Webb is so funny. And I just so enjoy her videos. Chantel 141 was also doing market videos, and so was Nicole Spohr. So, but this one, I actually think I got this picture from Facebook because Little Stitch Girl put hers out. Check that out. So this is Holiday Banners, the Easter House. So this up here is perforated paper. How genius is that? And then the strings kind of wrap around the frame. Genius. So I saw that one and I was like, I wonder if she has any other ones. Lo and behold, she has a Halloween one. And this is already out, so I'm getting this because that's just too stinking cute. Love, love, love that perforated banner. So adorable. All right. She also has one called A Stitch a Day, which was very cute too. Keeps the crazy away. Yes, yes. We know this is true. All right, so the next one is a Teresa Kogut. My Heart is Fed with Needle and Thread. Love her big red dress. That's awesome. And I like that she's got her initials in the hoop there. And then these are totally out of order, just kind of how they came up in the webpage I was looking at. They weren't really grouped. This is the one that is going to break market. You know how we say like something broke the internet? This is going to break market. The Nativity Tiny Town. Oh my gosh. Absolutely love this one. I'm going to get, and this is one that I have starred. I am getting this one. Whether or not I will get to it right away, I don't know, but it is amazing. And I want the frill too. It's just so cute. So, so cute. All right. And then Pansy Patch. This one is a Stitcher's Tools. And I just love that one too. This is Jeanette Douglas's Chubby You. Adorable. Back to Teresa Kogut. This is A Time to Sew. And this is the spring one. So, and I like how the tree is kind of bare and you can see the blossoms on it. So it's a time to SOW, not SEW or SEW. Yeah, but that's the spring one. So hopefully there will be other ones in that set. Sorry, they're all back and forth, but this is another Pansy Patch. This is the Spring Quilt Barn. And I just love that pink barn. So pretty. She's got other ones in hers too. Now, Blueberry Ridge, I want all of her stuff. all of it. It is all amazing. Blueberry Ridge is Pansy Patch's daughter. This is Autumn Gathers. So pretty. Let me see if I can go back. And then this one is also, this is House on Pomegranate Hill. That's also a blueberry, right? Which one's which? Uh-oh, did I do wrong? I don't know. I feel like these ones, maybe that's pomegranate and the other one was a different one. Okay, there's still Blueberry Ridge. She's got all the quilts in the background. This one I'm getting for sure. This is Hazel's Blackberry Burrow. I love that little mouse. I love that she lives in a teapot. Absolutely adorable. So stinking cute. All right, back here was another, no, not Teresa Kogut. I've not done a Blackbird design yet. Can you believe it? Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is Plum Street. This is Plum Street. Rejoice. So this is Rejoice in the Lord always. And again, I say rejoice from Philippians. Super pretty. And just a great thing to always remember. All right, this one's from Lindy Stitches. This is her Swan. Love hopes all things. And I just thought that was beautiful. Really, really pretty. Hands-on, or no, I'm sorry, Annie B's. This is the Folk Birds. And I love how she did the little pouch. And she and Chelsea had a very cute video where they showed everything. Chelsea actually has some releases this time too. I also really liked the Patriot Inn. I do want to do the Harvest House. And Annie said she might be doing a Christmas one as well. So those would be awesome. Luminous Fiber Arts. And this one, I also have this one starred. I really want this one. The Stitcher's Quaker. Very pretty. I don't know what color red that is that they're using on it, but it's awesome. All right. Something just hit there and made them all go wonky. This one is, I thought I wrote these down in order. I'm sorry. ABC Sweet Strawberries. Oh, this is Heart and Hand. This is another one from Blueberry Ridge. Oak and Acorn Tart. Hers were easy to tell because they all had quilts behind them. Okay, this one, I don't know that I'll ever actually do it, but I just love it. It's Fine Frog, Librarian Crow. That is just awesome. And then she also had the Strawberry Goose Witch. So cute. This is Hands-On Design, Ladybug Picnic. So Kathy Haberman. This is also Kathy Haberman, the Stitching Parliament. Which, I don't know, isn't there a band that has like Parliament, like funk or something like that? They kind of remind me of that. But each of the different owls has a different name. We've got Snips, Threads, Specks, and Hoops. And then she also had that You Say Crafty Like It's a Bad Thing. This one I have a star next to. So there are 5 that I was like, I must have them. Now the Night Garden ones, if you've been watching, you'll know that there's 20 designers who all did something with the same pack of floss. So it's this really cool color combination, and it's called the Night Garden. Oops, sorry. And this one is from Tiny Modernist, and it's Twilight Moon. And I just loved how the moon has the face nut and the flowers. I have a couple of these that I would like to do. They're pretty. This one is... Uh-oh, whose is this? I think this is Quaint Rose Moonlit Cottage. Hold on. Let me just see which ones were like my absolute favorites. This one from that Night Garden series. That one is gorgeous. And I like how they did it as the Biscornu or whatever. It's not really Okay, clearly the universe thinks I should hurry out because my kid called and was like, "Can you Zoom right now?" And then the phone fell off my setup again. That's plenty of market. There's so many things that are just gorgeous though. Robin Pickens has some great stuff. Oh, and then Annie Proper Stitcher she came out and hers was yesterday. So that's her Love You, Then Sings My Soul. She's got a hoppy U, so all of her stuff is just awesome. I love all the little U's. They're so cute. And Stitching Mends the Soul was another one she did that I thought was great. All right, so I think that's pretty much all of those. That's plenty, right? All right, so let's do a quick rundown of what I've been reading. As I said, with my winter reading challenge, I've been reading an awful lot in the past couple weeks. There's 2. All right, hopefully these won't knock anything off the table. I'm going to have fun editing later. All right, so I think last time I showed you I'd started this one, and I did finish this week as well. Tea and Empathy. Or maybe it was last week. So this is in the village of Ridding, and there is a second one out, which I would like to get my hands on as well. So it's about a woman named Elwyn, who is a healer. She gets accused falsely of not doing her job because a patient died. And then, so she ran. And so she finds her place to this village, Ridding, which is, you can only find it if you need it. So a wonderful story where she is kind of like reestablishing herself and finding confidence again in herself, and just other fun characters. So I really liked Tea and Empathy, and that's by Shauna Swenson. So that was really good. Then I read Plain Jane and the Mermaid by Vera Brogskill. This is a graphic novel. I was reading it to see if it was going to go into our book tournament. And so this would be like for 4th graders, 4th, 5th, 6th graders, about their, maybe even some 3rd. So I liked it a lot because it was again a, like, finding confidence in yourself kind of story, which is a good thing for our children to hear. So Plain Jane is plain, and she's not thin, and she's not tall. So the people in town are not nice to her. However, she is rich. At least her parents were. When her parents die, and this is set in like Victorian times, of course that means that she has no claim to the property because she is not a male heir. And the next male heir is her really jerk of a cousin. I can't remember his name, but he was awful. He was going to kick her out unless she got married. So she goes into town, and she goes to like the one person who's been nice to her, who happens to be very handsome, but he's working as a fisherman, which he hates, absolutely hates it. So she's like, I'll make you a deal. You marry me, you'll never have to be a fish person again, like a fisherman again, and I won't have to leave my home. And, we will have a very pleasant life together. And he was like, sure. And then he got kidnapped by a mermaid. So Jane goes on a quest to free him from them, because this is not Ariel flipping her fins around. Oh, excuse me. This is like a siren who's going to eat him. So it was really good. I thought it was a good story, had a great message for our students about, what's on the inside being a whole heck of a lot more important than what's on the outside. Then I read, other direction, sorry. From the Holiday Bay series, there we go. The Inn in Holiday Bay, V and the Valentine. This is the first series about Holiday Bay, where the innkeeper had a tragic loss in her life, and so she started over and she bought this inn. And so every story includes like this cast of characters. They've all come to be like a family. And this one, of course, is at Valentine's Day, and then there's mystery that goes along with it. So you get invested in the characters because you know them after like 30 books. But there's always a good mystery in it too. Then I read, and that was a Kindle Unlimited, as was this one, Becky Banks, The Legend of Lady MacLauch, or however you want to say it. Really enjoyable. She wrote the Scottish brogue so that you could hear it in your head, like a Scottish person would say. Good mystery to it, good romance, a little steamy spot. Really enjoyed this one. Then we had Murder with a Hint of Dark Chocolate. This is the 3rd in a series. A woman inherits her grandmother's bookstore, town that she liked when she would go visit her grandmother, kind of thing. So getting herself set in a new place, and a little bit of mystery and a murder in each one of those. So that was the Valentine's Day one. That was quite fun too. Then The Bletchley Riddle. This is another young adult book. This is in our young adult category. This one was great. I read this really quickly. This was set in Bletchley Park in World War II, it was an estate. The government bought it, and that is where they set up the code breakers, all kinds of people. They had linguists, they had mathematicians, they had artists, they had all kinds of people trying to break the Enigma code, which is what the Nazis were using. They had a machine to send their coded messages. And so this is a 19-year-old boy who is working as part of the team. There's a couple real people who show up, and like Alan Turing is in here. And so the boy is young man, actually. Obviously, he's 19. His sister, Lizzie, shows up, because their mom has gone missing. Some people say she's dead. Lizzie is convinced that she's not. So you've got the mystery of the Enigma riddle as well as what happened to their mom. Super good. Read it in just a day or so. And then the other one that's on, I don't have the hard copy because it was a Kindle Unlimited. I'm trying to like go back and forth and not just read everything from my Kindle. I'm trying to read stuff that's real books. Trying to read stuff for the categories of the books in my contest at school. So I'm trying to mix it up a little bit. But this is Fatal Fiction. And this is, I think it's the 4th one in a series. Snug Harbor Mysteries. So woman buys a bookshop after she gets divorced in the town that she would go visit. I think it was it her. No, her mom. I think they summered there. Her mom bought a house there, and then so she enjoyed summering there and went back to this little town in Maine. And Karen McInerney also has the Gray Whale Inn, which I think is also in Maine. And so murder mysteries again. Obviously, I read a lot of murder mysteries. And then the last one, I do actually have the actual book. This is Bookshops and Bone Dust. And it's actually a prequel. The first book came out is called Legends and Lattes. And now I have to get that one in this special edition because look at the end papers. So just a beautiful, I love the sword stuck in the sand over here in the books. So this is set in a mythical land with orcs and dwarves and all sorts of creatures. But there's the other one. Just gorgeous. And the story was really awesome too. So now I can't wait to get my hands on Legends and Lattes as well. So this one was Bookshops and Bone Dust. All right, so that is it. I'm going to have a lot of splicing to do after it fell off and all that kind of stuff. So, but thank you so much for sticking with me all the way to the end. I have no idea how long this is now because I had to start and stop so many times. But thank you. And also thank you for your patience with not having the pictures showing up, just having them on my iPad. But I figured that would take forever to get edited. And I do have to read more tonight. And I still have to go make dinner. So I'm going to go do that. But I hope that you have a wonderful week. I hope you get lots of stitching. I hope it's warming up where you are and things are melting like it is here. Head on over to Facebook and join the Little Something Sal Facebook group and see what everybody's up to. And don't forget to leave BFF, bunny, or trees in your comment, and you'll be eligible to win one of my giveaways. So thanks again to all of you who have been part of my stitchy journey for the past 2 years. I really appreciate all of you, and I hope you have a wonderful week. Bye. See you next time.